Okay, folks, so I seem to have lost sound in the last video. Now I'm just going to talk over the other video here, and hopefully we get sound this time. So all I'm saying here is basically that you can measure from the line to the center line, or you can go way beyond it and tell it the full distance of the hole, because it knows that that's going to be a hole. So I have it there set as 8, because it's an 8mm diameter hole. Okay, then I'm going to put in the rest of the dimensions here. So the top one is 56 from the top line to the bottom line. You'll see what's after happening is I have to go into the origin, and really I should have went to the whatchamacallit, to the bottom of the actual page itself. Okay, just adding all the rest of the dimensions in. The overall diameter of the shoulder, then we're going to put the diameter of the smaller pin, which is 7. The revolve boss and base now, and that line that's selected automatically is the center line. So just accept that. And we can see there that there's only one step involved with the revolve. But if we go back to this for the other part, we can see that there's 2 steps. So I did the revolve and then I did the cut. So if you think ahead, you can reduce the amount of parts that's required. Okay, I'm not going to save that because it doesn't matter what way you do it, it just has to be done. Okay, so that was part number 5. Now part number 6 is the vertical spindle bush. So part number 6 is the exact same as that, except it's just shorter. So there's no need to go through that one because it's done really this exact same as that, except it's just a bit shorter. So it's just away you go and just repeat the process. Part number, I'm just saying that the length of it is 56 instead of 56 is 14. Part 6. Take a look at the other part, which is the part 7, which is the driver cone, the driver friction cone. It's called part 7. So again, just going to zoom in there, look at it. We can see that it's 52 diameter to the base, it is 17 high, and it is 18 diameter to the top, with a hole of 8mm put through it. So let's go to create a new file, new part, OK. Create a sketch in the front plane, select sketch, go and draw a center line. Again, I'm fond of my center lines. Draw a vertical center line through this origin, and again I'm going to draw a line offset from that and put the shape of the geometry in. So it looks something like that. And I'm leaving the distance offset from the center line to allow for the hole. So let's put dimensions in. Ideally you should start with the smallest dimension first. I don't think I do that here, but I don't go with the biggest one either. So as long as you don't start at the biggest dimension, it should work with you. So from that point to the center line, this one there's there. Again, half of the diameter is what size? So I say here, I don't know what, it's 52, so 52 divided by 2 tells you that it's 26. So you can put in the wee slash there to do, that's how it works, to do the division for you. Okay. You can see here that my line has jumped away from my origin. So I am just going to escape out of Smart Dimension, select the line, hold down Control and select the origin, and then add a coincident relation so that it actually pulls it back in line. You could just draw it through it until it goes black if you wanted to. I'll put in the rest of the dimensions. The overall height, sorry, the distance between the center line and that is 4, because half of 8 is 4. And then we have to just do the bit at the top here. So from that point over to the center line is 18. Okay. Then okay guys, sorry. I got pulled away there. So yeah, so look at this this cone, let's get it up and running. Let's say it wasn't 18, it was actually 9, because it was half of 18, which was 9. And the angle then is, we can pick the angle, it ends up being 135 on that, with the dimensions. So we can do the dimensions or the angle, but we can't do both. So I just undid that. The problem here is that it's not actually lining up. The horizontal line at the base isn't lining up with the origin. So just a simple cure for that is to draw a center line through the origin, through the base, and that'll fix it up. Select Revolve Boss Base from the features, and you select the center line. Make sure you save your part. So that's the part 4, or part 7, isn't it? And it's the friction cone. Okay, so that's part 7. And then the last piece then is part 8, which is the handle. So the handle, we break it down into 3 different distinct parts. Primarily, you do this boss at the top, then do the handle, and then do the middle. I'm going to do the middle first, because we can work down each side, left and right of it. So what do we know about it? We know that it's 135 between the centers. Sorry, 135 from the center to the base of the top boss, and then we can calculate the rest from there. So file, new, sketch, file, new part, okay. Click on the front plane, select sketch, draw a center line, best thing to do. If we look at the actual geometry, it's a slot shape. Okay, so the best thing to do is draw 3 centered lines, 2 horizontal ones symbolizing the top and the bottom of the extruded boss base, and the center one to show the center of it. So let's just look at it. So it's 135, and half of 24 is 135, and 12, which is 147. Okay, from the bottom of the base to the next center line. Okay, so 135 and half of 24. So you can see there at the top, it's half 24. Okay. So smart to mention, top center line to the bottom center line, 147. Now, if we go back and we look at the geometry, you can see that it's rounded at the top, rounded at the bottom. So it's actually a slot. And we can just simply go and select a slot command. We're told that it's radius 12 in radius 12 in radius, so diameter 24. So if we go back to here and select the slot command from the sketch toolbar, select the top of the slot, the bottom of the slot, and then you move it out to select the radius. So select Smart Dimension, and because we picked the top and the bottom to be coincident, all we have to do is type in 12, and that then fully defines that slot because it knows 147 between the two. Okay, so that's that. Now we go to Features, Extruded Boss Base, and we set it as being 10. So that's the middle part. Now we can go either side of that handle and draw each of them boss bases. So you can see this top boss base is 24 in diameter, has an 8mm hole going through it. So the best way to do that is probably start off doing the 24 and then put the hole through it. So select the surface, select sketch, Control and 8 to normal 2. And then we go and we start to draw a circle. So circle command, put your circle command over the arc, and that'll pick up the center for you there. So then we draw it. We just go to the end because it's the exact same size as radius 12 down 24. Select the Extruded Boss Base in the Features tab, and we are talking about doing it as 24mm in diameter, or sorry, 24mm in depth. So D1 is 24. So that's the first boss. The next one then will be to create a sketch on this side, and again we're going to draw a circle. Select the arc. Or just put your mouse over the arc. It'll pick up the center. Select the diameter of the hole, which is 8. Features, Extruded Boss Base, and select through all. Okay, now on that side, we have the handle, the bottom of the handle is coming out the bottom. Okay, so we'll be on that side and the back side to create that geometry. We're told that it's diameter 20. Okay, so the circle will be diameter 20, and there's an 8mm hole going out, and it's diameter 20, and it's extruded out 80mm. So click on the surface, sketch, Control and 8, normal 2. Go to circle command. Draw a circle, Smart Dimension it, and it is diameter 20. Select the Features, Extruded Boss Base, and type in 80. Click on the green tick. Okay, so that's that. Now, I do something wrong here. I go and draw the hole first. I shouldn't draw the hole first, and I'll explain that now in a second. I go and I draw the hole, one Smart Dimension 8, and then put in the through all dimension, or the 80 dimension. I shouldn't do this because I'm going to use the dome command to draw the bit at the end. Okay, so if I domed the bit at the end, then it would be including the geometry that was there already, so that'll be the whole included. So I'm just going to, I'm actually going to undo that now in a second. So to undo anything, you just click on the Cut Extrude 2, which is on the left hand side of the feature manager tree. I'm just explaining the fact that I did the mistake. Click on it, press delete on the keyboard, click on the sketch, press delete on the keyboard, and then we go to dome. Now, dome is not up in the toolbar, we can't find it. So we can go up to the top left hand corner and we can select command, search commands. Up in the top right hand corner, search commands. So we arrow to the right hand side of the magnifying glass, click on commands, type in dome, D-O-M-E, then just click on dome. And then we just go in and we type in, click on the surface and type in 11 for the radius. And click on the green tick. And that puts that in. Okay. Now we can go back and create a sketch to create our hole, which goes through 80mm of the handle and 10mm of the first bit of geometry we did, which would be 90 total. So diameter 8. Features extruded cut, and it's 90. And that's pretty much that. Okay, so I kind of talk about the fact that none of the rest of the I save it, but I just go back here and I talk about the fact that none of the rest of the geometry is hard. All the rest of it is just either pins, which are extruded boss bases, or indeed very simple geometry extruded. So there's nothing new for the rest of the geometry. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, I remade this video because the sound was bad in the first one. It cut out after about 6 minutes, so I'm just redoing that. Thanks to the guys that got back to me and told me that it wasn't great. Okay, right, that's that one.